this park is a former landfill. Right across the way from us is still a large sanitation facility, but this site was deregulated and is now considered parkland. Once it was deregulated, it became pretty quickly degraded due to the former land use and also some illegal dumping that occurred. It was really an eyesore for the community. It became overrun with invasive species, mostly woody vines from Asia that pulled down any existing tree canopy and created kind of a derelict area. Beginning in 2010, New York City Parks started a project to remove the invasive species and the decades of debris that had been dumped here. That project was supported through the Million Trees Initiative, which aimed to increase urban tree canopy cover all over New York City. This is one of the areas that was targeted for forest restoration because it's a large area. This is about a 15-acre site, and because it was so degraded, it needed our attention. So we started in 2010, removing invasive plants for about 3 years, and then in fall of 2013, 1 year after Hurricane Sandy, we held our largest ever volunteer tree planting, where we planted 20,000 native trees and shrubs with the help of over 1,100 volunteers in a single morning. Rockaway Community Park acts as a buffer between the adjacent community and the bay. And during Hurricane Sandy, the site definitely flooded. There was water inundation, saltwater inundation all the way into the park. So just existing as open space, the park provides benefits to the adjacent community. But our work to increase native species really adds those ecological benefits. So this is no longer kind of a derelict vacant lot that, yes, can be flooded without much damage to the community. Now we have all of these other benefits being provided to the surrounding community in the form of air pollution removal, stormwater management, shade, subsequent cooling, and reduction of the urban heat island effect, and then wildlife habitat. This is a great place to look at birds. You can walk through the site. I've seen birds of prey here, lots of waterfowl, songbirds, lots of cool insects. Today I saw a couple of monarchs. So we're trying to kind of create added value to a space that already exists as a buffer for the community. Increasing native species is a big part of planning for climate change. The native species that have evolved in this area are, prepared to withstand things like saltwater inundation, high winds, flooding. So really kind of tipping the balance between native species adapted to these conditions versus non-native species that don't really play a specific role in improving habitat resilience. That's where I think our work really comes in, is taking degraded land and turning it into high functioning, productive spaces, and then welcoming people into them is a huge part of that. Welcoming people into them just to enjoy for their own benefit, but also cultivating stewardship so that people understand that these public lands are theirs. They are the buffer between where they live and the waters at sea, and they can play a really crucial role in making sure that the land is healthy.